Hey guys, Dean here again with Team Devereaux, and in today's video I will be giving you guys a Watch Me Build campaign using the CPA affiliate network Gotzha. We're going to be doing it for Instagram story ads. I'll be showing you how to find your images as well as how to build your campaign out step by step using ClickFunnels and Facebook Ads Manager. But with that being said, guys, I would also like for you guys to sign up for the AFK forum by using the link in the description below. It's free. Thousands of people on there already sharing information and doing different things on there. It's a great community. I'd love to see you there. And with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Alright guys, so here we are. This is going to be Gotzha's home page here. I've already gone through and found an offer for us to take a look at and go ahead and set up for this Watch Me Build campaign. It's going to be an Adidas voucher, as you can see up here. Basically, it's a $100 gift card for Adidas. It's for the United States since that's where I'm at, and it's just single opt-in. Not really too many restrictions or any kind of details here for it, so we'll just do some normal targeting, maybe 18 plus, split it female and male. But let's take a look at the actual landing page here so we know what we're working with. So this is the landing page. Over 4 million in rewards given out so far. Just shows an Adidas gift card here. Status is available still, 100 bucks. Looks like they just go through 3 questions. And after that, we just get a conversion. And let's see. That's pretty much it for that. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and dive in here. So first things first is we'll want to actually start setting up our ClickFunnels bridge page. So this is the landing page that we're going to be sending traffic to begin with. This is what people will start off with. So we want to have a good impression. We want to make a nice, trustworthy landing page. So let's go over to ClickFunnels. Let's take a look at our template that we have here. So this is the template here. Don't mind the Galaxy S10 up at the top. That was for a previous video that I did as well. But let's go ahead and get it started here. As you can see, it's just got 2 questions here. Let's go to them. First one's going to be, where did you find this offer? The other one is going to be, where are you from? Just 2 simple questions. You want to make sure, obviously, with the where you're from section, you want to make sure you obviously are putting the location that you're targeting, as well as the right location for the offer. And then where did you find this offer? So most of it is going to be for PPC or whatever traffic you're sending. So you're just going to want to put some answers here. That's going to be super easy for them to choose from. I know that mine traffic is going to be coming from Instagram. So you see Instagram here. Other than that, the only other thing that you would need at this point to set up is to basically, whenever these people are finished with these 2 questions, you want them to go straight to your offer. So that way they can look at the landing page, put in their information, and you can get paid. So to do that, you're going to want to hit Edit Survey Questions over here. And then up here at the top, it says Outcomes. You're going to go to Default Outcome. And let me move me for just a second. So in the bottom, you see this Custom Redirect here. This is where you're going to want to put in your affiliate link. So we're going to go back over to Gotzha. We're going to go over here to Creatives or Testing and Tracking. Testing and Tracking, if you need to set up any tracking stuff, we're just going to get the direct link for right now. So we're going to hit Get Link. Here's the link for us. Copy. Now we're going to go back over here to ClickFunnels, and we're going to put this down here. And let me move this back. So we'll just save that. Save. And it's fresh. You know, I don't know why it does that sometimes. Let me exit out and come back in real quick. I zoomed over too far. All right. So we have that set up. So basically when anyone clicks through this, they're going to go ahead and eventually go onto our offer. So that's all good. That's ready to go. Now we just want to set up some of the back end stuff and then start getting some of the design set up. So let me move this back over here so we have a little bit better view. All right. So first things first, let's set up some of the back end stuff here. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get rid of this insert headline up here. So we want to change some of the SEO metadata. And we're going to change this to win $100 for Adidas. $100, let's see, what should we say? Gift card for. So we'll do that. Another thing that I like to do too, guys, while we're here, is down here at the bottom, I usually like to put in an image that kind of relates at least to what's going on. So I do have some Adidas ones here. We'll just throw one in for right now. But make sure you put a social image in here that actually matches, because when you scroll down here, you'll see that it will actually show this. So if anyone's looking, this is kind of a little preview of what they'll see. So I like to add that in there, and then just change these two so that way it changes up here for you. So I'll move it back. So we have that down. That's all set up. Now let's start setting up the actual landing page here. We want to make it look a lot more trustworthy. So let's see what we can do to make it more trustworthy here. First, let's start off by adding a background. So we're going to go to settings here again, go to background, click over here for background image. And I've already uploaded a couple of them here. As you can see, there's some Adidas stuff in here that I've used before. So we'll just choose one of those for now. Let's see which one kind of looks the best. Let's start with this white one here. And we'll hit save. So you can see it in the background, a little transparent here. Mainly we want to look for it in a mobile version because for this campaign we are going to be sending it for Instagram story ads. So we're going to want to do a mobile view and make sure it looks good for mobile. It looks pretty decent. Let's take a look at some of the other images here and see if we can find something that might look a little better. So we'll go back to background again. And let's try something with a little more color. Let's do the blue one. Alright, so you can still kind of see it back there. Let's go back to the main one just so you can see it there too. I think this one's not too bad. Let's just stick with this one for now. This will definitely work. You can see the Adidas logo in the background, so it looks legit. Let's do some other things here too to kind of clean it up. So down at the bottom, you're going to want to change these privacy policy, terms and conditions, and contact us. That's something you're not going to want to forget, guys. You want to add that in there. You might have some issues with Facebook if not, as well as you don't want to get into any troubles with any other people as well. So make sure you put those down at the bottom. You can find them at the bottom of the landing page usually. Let me scroll down. Yep, so they're all right here for you. You can just add that stuff into there, and that'll get that taken care of for you, so you don't have to worry about that. So it looks like we have the landing page pretty set up here. Let's change this top thing because we're not winning a Samsung Galaxy S10. We're going to be winning a $100 gift card to Adidas. Another thing that you can do too, guys, is I kind of like to maybe bold some of this stuff out and change the colors of it. If you click bold, is it bold? Yeah, there it is. You can come over here to the little gear and actually you got to click on the right gear. There we go. So now we'll change the bold color to something else. Let's do like let's do blue since the rest of it is, oh, well that's actually blue, so that won't work. Scratch that. Let's just do red. But all of it isn't going to be bold. We're just going to change the gift card part. That way it stands out a little bit more. And then the only other thing that I would like to do here, guys, is sometimes I like to add a little a logo up here at the top. So we'll go over here to Google. Let's type in Adidas logo PNG. You can either type in PNG or transparent. You can also see some people say transparent background. So if you don't find an image, just try kind of all three of those searches and see kind of what pops up here. Let's see what kind of image we want to do. This is the background on the other one. So maybe, let's see. Let's do this one. So we'll save it. Now let's go back over here to ClickFunnels. And we're going to go ahead and add an element. We're going to want to scroll down. I'm going to add an image. And I'll just put it there for right now, but actually let's put it at the top. So now we're going to click on it. We'll hit right here for the image. And let's upload that image that we just saw. So it's this one. And let's add it. Bring the margin down some. It's closer. All right, so that's it, guys. Let's take a look at it the other way too, just so we can kind of, oh, it's pretty big there. Good thing people won't be seeing it that way. So we'll just keep it this way. So it doesn't look too bad. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's just going to be 2 questions. They're going to click through it, you know, where they saw the offer, then where they're from. Of course, it's automatically going to qualify them because it automatically goes to the lander. So after that, it'll go to the lander. They're just going to click on the little questions that they have here and then fill out their information, and then that's when you're going to get paid. So that's it, guys. Let's go ahead and hit save. Let's make sure that we have this all saved. The only other thing that I want to make sure that we get cleared up on the ClickFunnels section is your pixel. A lot of people ask, where do I put my pixel? So let me show you guys. We're going to go right here into, oh, it went down some. We're going to go right here into the settings. And then if you scroll down, body tracking code, this is where your Facebook pixel is going to go. So when we go into the ads manager, you can go to the event settings and actually find your pixel code and then add it right here. And then at the very bottom, guys, it's going to say save in green. Well, you can't see it because I'm in the way. You're going to hit save right here. And then after that, then it'll go ahead and save your pixel. And your funnel will be good to go. So that's that. Let's go ahead and back out. All right. So that's it. Our ClickFunnels is all set up. We're good to go to that. The next thing that we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to set up our ad images. So let's take a look and find out how we can find some images for it and the setup that we're going to use for Instagram story ads. So I've already got a little bit of our setup here. This right here is the template for Instagram story ads. Don't mind the Amazon Echo here. That's for another ad that I was trying out. Basically, we're going to tweak this a little bit and make it work for this Adidas ad. And I'm going to show you guys how to find some of the images, as well as you can see here, I found some images here as well already. So we'll go ahead and create some example images here today and go from there. So real quick, the way how you create this, it's real simple. It's just really 3 steps. So we'll move this right here for right now. This is just a rectangle. So it's just a rectangle. You can find that over here in your elements. You can find all types of different shapes and things like that within here. So you just want to tweak it and make a rectangle. The next thing is obviously the text. So you see the text section over here. You just click on that. You'll add a heading and put that within there. And then lastly is going to be this. It's just going to be a circle. So again, you find that into the shapes. We're only going to use a part of it here so that way we can put that swipe up emblem right here on that. You can find this emblem just by doing a quick Google search. There's tons of them online. Just type in Google swipe up hand logo or emblem and you'll be able to find a ton of different ones, and just make sure that it looks good and that it'll work with this. So the first thing that we'll do is we're going to go ahead and put this circle here into the corner, sort of like so. And then you see this rectangle here. We're just going to line it up, make sure that it kind of looks more as one piece. Maybe move this a little more this way. And then of course you're going to make sure that you line up your lettering here. And then lastly, put your swipe up on. Now make sure that you put the swipe up in the right direction. You're not going to want to make it point to the right or to the left. Make it actually look like a normal swipe up feature. And then since we are not doing the Amazon Echo, we're going to be doing the Adidas gift card. We're going to do something like this. Oops, there we go. Swipe up and win $100 to Adidas. And now what we're going to do, guys, is I'm going to show you guys how to find some of the images to use for this Instagram story ad. So let's put me over here for right now. You don't really need to see too much of this since we just went through the setup for that. But let's go ahead and go over to Google. The last thing we looked for was that Adidas logo. We might use this again in the end here. But let's think of some ideas that we can use for this. You're going to want to take a look at a couple different angles for these type of things. Just things off the top of my head that we can do. We can maybe do some store images, maybe some images from the inside of the store as well as the outside of store. We can see if we can find any good images for lines, maybe people standing in line for the store on the outside, maybe some people holding products within the store, maybe some shoes, trying on some shoes. We can just try and make a basic ad with maybe a PNG, another transparent image of the actual shoes themselves. So we definitely have a couple different options here. Let's take a look at some images and see what we'll do. So let's do the storefront. Ooh, caps. We'll do like a Adidas storefront here to begin with. As you can see, some of these might make some good images. I tend to like doing these images because in my experience at least, the store images, at least on the inside or the outside, generally the outside ones, for me at least, tend to do better. So I really like doing these kind of style of ads. But let's take a look at some of the images they have here. So something like this might do pretty good. So let's open them in some new tabs and open link in new tab. This, what I was saying earlier, maybe something like a not an offer wall, a product wall. They call this a shoe wall most of the time that you'll see this. So we can do something like this where we maybe try some of these type of images. That is an inside of a store, but it doesn't really show too much Adidas. We do want to make sure that Adidas is in the image, so that way people can tell exactly what we're talking about. This one looks pretty good. Let's open that one too. So we're going to try a bunch of different things here and kind of see what they look like. So these ones might be a little small. Let me try something different. Oh, I clicked on them wrong. Let's try that. Yep. So we can try a big image like this. We can try some of these store images here. Let's click on it. Maybe something in the storefront. The thing is with this, guys, is you want to make sure that you have fairly decent size images. Some of these are really small, as you can see. I don't think this one's going to work, but if you open it in another tab, sometimes they'll open up a little bigger. Let's try this. So this one might do pretty good. So we'll save that one. This one, yeah, it didn't open up very big. Same with this one. Got that. That one looks more like cleats and stuff, so we'll just kind of stay away from that for now. This one you don't want to do because it shows location. Obviously, this isn't in America, so that's what our offer's for. We're not going to run that because people are going to be like, why are you running this offer for here? So there's that. Let's try some other different keywords here. Let's try Adidas shoe wall, because I was telling you guys about that. or maybe product wall you could try. So these are different shoe walls. We can try some images like this. Open it up. Let's see what else we got here. I don't think he's looking at shoes. Those look like the soles or like the inside of the shoe. Maybe this one. It might be a little too far. Let's click on it. Yeah, I don't really like that one too much. You can maybe do something like this where it shows like a product wall. So we'll try that one out and see how that one looks on the image. Sometimes these ones that are more wide are, sorry, I know you can see me, a little more wide, like this. Sometimes they're not as good to place onto the Instagram story ad since they're a little bit more long ways. You might have to mess with them a little bit and squeeze them on there. So a lot of these images, you might notice that we might not even work very well. You might have to delete them. That's why you want to collect a bunch of images, so that way you have a lot of images ready to go, and you can kind of just play around with a bunch of different things. So that's that. Let's see what else we can find. Adidas. Let's just put line, because like I said, the store line. Maybe not that, because they do actually use a line for branding. So something like this. Let's see. Maybe some of these. I like to do some lighter ones, some darker ones, so that way you can see really the difference. And like I said, you want to make sure all of these have Adidas logos in them. This one doesn't have a line, but I like that picture. This one might be too blurry. Maybe not. We'll try it out. So there's that for that example. Let's just take a look at some PNGs, some transparent images. I like to take a couple of these too in case I need them. So you can see that you can get some of the transparent images here of the actual shoes. Here in the United States, I like wearing Adidas. Some of the more populars are like the NMDs or like the Boosts, Easy Boost and all that. So you can try and find some good PNGs like these ones here, of maybe some shoes. Some black ones. So basically you're just going to want to go through and collect a bunch of images that you think are going to work for multiple different angles. You don't want to stick with one thing just because what Facebook is going to do is we're going to upload 6 images, or what we would recommend is that you upload 6 images, because Facebook is going to do the work for you, and they're going to find out which image works actually the best for your campaign and continue to show that one predominantly over the other ones. So that way you can see what kind of angles are working for you. You can see what kind of images the audience is liking. So those are some images, those are some angles that we could go with. Let's start actually making some of the images here now. I'm going to get rid of these because I already have a bunch of images already uploaded for us. Alright, so we're back over here now. Let's go ahead and start putting some stuff together and start making some images here. So one thing I want to start off right off the bat is the store images, because that's what we started off with here. So I have some images here. I want to show you how right off the bat some of them aren't going to work the way that you want them to work. For example, I thought this one might be a pretty good one, but it's just honestly a little too big. It doesn't necessarily look right. You can't really move it to show anything specific. It's just kind of straight to the point. You might be able to make it work, but the Adidas logo kind of at the top is just kind of too big for me. I don't necessarily like it. So let's try some other things here. Let's try this. This is, oh, that's inside the store. Let's try that later. Let's try this one. This one doesn't look too bad. So sort of the same thing. So we'll take that out. I want to try something a little different that you can do here too. You don't necessarily have to snap it to the grid right away. You can actually do it yourself and kind of play around with it here and see if you can make it look maybe a little better. All right, so you just want to stretch them out and maybe place it a little different, level it out some. I'm going to move this over here. Maybe do something like that. Another thing I like to do with the images is to do a pattern break. So I like to add borders around the image here. I notice that a lot of the times when I add a border like this, it also usually converts a lot better. So you can find these borders over here in Elements as well. So you'll go ahead and click right here. Maybe scroll it out. We'll fix that in a second. And you can do different things, like maybe put a yellow border. Let's see. Or maybe like a blue one. Blue one kind of looks a little better. You could do stuff like this. Maybe make a background like this. Let's go back to the uploads, see what else we can throw in here. You could maybe put some shoes down here at the bottom if you want people to. I don't really like that. Let's try this Adidas logo. Let's upload both of these. So this one didn't come through as transparent. It's probably a JPEG instead. We'll just leave it alone. So you could do stuff like that. Basically, you just go through and play around with it. Kind of like this better, this color better, since it kind of matches this in the background here. So you could do something like that. This would be maybe an image that you could test out. So you just download it. And then you would move on to some other ones here. You're going to want to test a lot of images and try a bunch of different angles and see what's going to work best for you. Let's try something else out here. I want to make a couple with you guys. So I'll just get rid of all this. One thing we could do, you could just do something pretty basic. You know, add some shoes on. So there's a lot of play in things like this. You know, and with an angle like this is more of like an ad that maybe the actual brand would actually run. Do something like that. Play with the colors. Sometimes hot pink looks really nice on them and really stands out. So you could do something like that. Again, this is basically because you want a pattern break. So we'll just download that for now. And basically what the pattern break does, it just helps catch the eye of your reader, catch the attention, and brings them more into your ad. It helps them convert a little bit more, just get stuck into the ad and want to participate. Let's try some other ones here. So we'll get rid of all this. And even too, if you wanted, you could maybe use one of these wallpapers. You want to make one fit, obviously. Maybe not that one. You know, you could do different things, kind of build out. Well, let's try a different approach. Let's see, this one keeps catching my eye here. So let's try this one. Nothing you can see yet. That's kind of cool. And you just want to make sure that it completely touches all the borders here, just because if not, it's going to show up in your Instagram ad as well. So you don't want any of that. Let's try the hot pink again. So this is more of like that in-store look. Another thing I like to do is sometimes I like to just kind of do my own custom one. So that's kind of cool. Stands out a little bit. Let's move this back real quick. I want to see what it looks like if we maybe move the image a little bit. Oops. Didn't move that. We'll go to the back. Maybe some more this way so we can see some products. It's kind of hard to see it, that color. Let's go back to, I kind of like the custom one that I just made a little bit. Oop, wrong button. It was like somewhere over here. And it's not quite over here yet, so there we go. So you could do something like this as well. This is kind of more of an inside store look. They kind of see a little bit of a product in the background, Adidas right here. So you could do something like that. See how it looks with maybe, and you could really play with these things for hours, guys. Like, really, it's just trial and error with a bunch of things and just seeing what you think looks good. So for that, obviously, you'd probably want more of a white background one for this, but we'll leave that there for now. These are just example images. Alright, so that's that. There's 3 images. The last one was kind of whatever, but the first 2 were pretty good. Let's see what else we can do here. Let's see if we can do a outside one. So this one's kind of cool, but the problem is it blocks out all the people, so you don't see the people too well. You do see the Adidas logos, all that good stuff. Let's just keep playing with it. Maybe we can make it work, maybe not. So that doesn't look too good. You kind of emphasize really on right here, and there's not really too much going on there, so I don't really like that too much. Let's see, what else can we do? It's kind of pixelated and blurry, so we wouldn't want to do something like that. This one might work just because it shows a lot of the Adidas shoes. So we could maybe do something like that. And then, let's see. Let's see if we can find a white one. but I'm not sure if this is transparent. We'll have to see. Alright, so this one is, so let's save this one. Hopefully it's not giant. Let's find out. Or we can edit it if it is. Tweak it a little bit. So here's that. Let's try something a little different. Put that in there. Maybe make it black. Just try some stuff out. So we could do something like that. You can even maybe put it in the corner, make it a little smaller. And then maybe add that element again for the border. I really like the border, guys. I really recommend using it. I've just noticed a lot better click rate and all that good stuff whenever I use the border. It really just grabs people's attention. So let's try that. Let's see. Maybe the orange will work because there's an orange. So you could do something like that too. Maybe clean this up a little bit. Let's see. I don't like how that is so over there. Can I click on this now? Backward. Almost done. So you could do something like that as well. So we got a couple images here, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look. You guys get the idea. You're just going to want to play around, make a bunch of images to try out, different things like that, and just really find stuff that looks good. And so with that being said, let's go ahead and dive into the actual campaign of how to actually set up this. So we're going to go over to the Ads Manager. This is just an old ads manager for an old company that I used to run for. So we'll go ahead and create a campaign here. You hit create. And then we want to do a traffic campaign. So we're going to go ahead and hit traffic. We're going to scroll down. So we're going to name this traffic. It's going to be this is for Gotzha. I like to do it like this so that way I know exactly where it came from. It's going to be for a Adidas. And I'll just leave it like that for now. Just something that I know exactly what I'm working with here. And let's move over here. All right, so let's go ahead and get started and start building out this campaign. First things first, our offer is in the United States, so we're going to go ahead and leave the United States here. I like to break it down male and female right off the bat so that way I can see which one does better. So I'm going to put this over here on women because I want to do female only. There was no age restrictions, so to start it off, I'm just going to do 18 plus. I do like to put the language in there just because even in the United States, just because someone is from here doesn't necessarily mean they speak English or read English or understand English very well. So I want my ad to be only shown to people who understand English, who know what I'm talking about and want to take advantage of it. So I put that in there, even though that is for the United States and we are mainly English. As for detailed targeting, I like to do a couple different things myself. I like to do broad as well as do an interest. But for this example, we're going to put an interest in here so you can get a little bit more detailed and try and find an actual, maybe like a little niche or an audience that actually works well for your offer. So since this offer is for Adidas, one thing I would recommend is maybe just putting in Adidas. And you can see a ton of different Adidas things here. I'm just going to go with the basic one, and that'll be it for the interests. I like to test my interests separately so that way I know which ones are actually bringing in my audience. Sometimes I'll add like engaged shopper or thing like that within there, but for the most part I just do one thing at a time and really test things out. And we're going to change the placements here. We don't want to do automated placements. We only want Instagram story ads. So we're going to hit edit placements. The next thing you want to do is come over here to devices and make sure you change devices. Do this first, otherwise you'll have to do it all over again. So click here, uncheck desktop, shows mobile only. And now we're going to scroll down and start taking off some of the placements. So right off the bat, let's take this one. All right, and stories, we're going to take off Facebook stories and Messenger stories. We only want Instagram stories specifically for this. Now we're going to take off in-article as well as apps and sites. Now that's all set. As you can see, some of the reach went down, still pretty large. And then here's some of this information as well. Those will change too, just because I believe it's set on $20 budget for now. So here's the next thing. You can change optimization for ad delivery based off different things. Within the United States, typically it is better to do link clicks. Outside of the United States, I've noticed that it's a lot better to do landing page views. So I'd recommend setting it up for whichever ad you're doing. Here, we're just going to do link clicks since it is technically better, I would think, in the United States. The daily budget is going to be 3 times the amount of the actual offer. So let's go over to Gotzha. See if we can see some basic info here. And let's see. Don't see it right off the bat. Let's see if we can find it. Let's go to offers real quick. I believe it's down here. And here's the Adidas. So it pays $245, so about $250 each. Let's see, where's this at? Where did I go? Stuck. All right. So it will be $250 each. So, yep, so we want to make sure it's on daily budget, and we're going to change this to $750, since that'll be 3 times payout, pretty much. That's what you would be spending a day. So you can see this is our potential reach, but this is what we're going to get throughout the day, around 8 to 32 clicks. We're going to reach about 1,000 to 3,000 people. Another thing I want to tell you guys too, some people ask about this. This $750, Facebook can actually use a little bit more than it. It can actually use a little bit less. So it's basically on average going to spend around $7.50, but some days you might see it spend $8. And that's just because it's sending out things and it's more of an estimate. It's not going to be exact every day. So don't be thrown off if maybe one day you only spend $6 and the next day you spend $8. On average, it's going to be about $7.50. And everything else looks good, so we'll hit continue. All right, so this part, guys, this is going to be where we actually set up the ad images that we just created. Like I said, you can add up to 6 of them, and make sure you add 6 because Facebook is going to do all the work for you. They're going to tell you which ad is actually working better. So that way you can make your new images based off that, or you can keep going with that one if it's a winner. All right. So we're going to do single image or video for this. And then we'll come down here and upload images. And we'll go to recent. And we'll just upload. So we did this one, this one, this one, this one. We just have some 4 basic ones here. And again, guys, you're going to want to work on images for a while. You know, try out a lot of different things, try out a lot of different angles. You know, so, honestly, to be honest, sometimes I'll make 20, 30, 40 images for one campaign just because I can't decide what kind of images I like better, or maybe one day I was making them and the next day I kind of had a different approach to it. So try out a bunch of different things. As you can see here, here's 4 of them. You're going to want to add 6. We only have 4 for right now, but you can see all of the different images. And then really the only other thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to put an image the URL for ClickFunnels right here that we did in the very beginning, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. Over here you're going to see a little preview of one of the actual images. You can scroll through them up at the top up here and kind of take a look at all of them, how they would actually look on a story ad. So if maybe they aren't looking as good as what you thought, you can change them out. So let's go over to ClickFunnels. So this is the funnel URL that we're going to want. So we'll just copy that and we'll put it in our ads manager. And then that's that. Should reload a little bit. It'll check to see if your pixel is actually on the landing page. I've already got that set up. So if it's set up correctly, you'll see over here, you know, this is single sources pixel. This is for the ads manager that I'm using is single source. So it shows that it is set up correctly. It's green, and it looks like our ad is all ready to go. So at this point, guys, what we would do is we would go around to the bottom over here. Let me move me so you can see. So right here, you would hit confirm. It's going to start confirming everything, and then basically it's going to go ahead and put you into draft and eventually into review. And at first, guys, it could take a little bit for your ad to actually get approved. Especially if this is a new account. I've noticed that over time, the more ads that you start getting in, the more they get approved, the faster it can be. So at first, don't be alarmed if it takes a few hours to get approved. Eventually, it will get approved, or it'll tell you, hey, it was declined for this reason, and you can start editing some things. But as you can see, for me, even right now, it shows in review. Maybe 30 minutes to an hour from now, it'll pop up and say that my ad has been approved. And from that point forward, I'm going to do the 3-day rule. I'm going to test everything out. After 3 days, if the campaign or the ad isn't profitable, I will kill it. If it is profitable, I'll scale it or maybe optimize it a little further to get better earnings. And at this point, I would also test out some different ad sets. I would try targeting maybe the broad targeting that I was telling you before. I would split it male and female and try different ads that way. Eventually, I would try different age groups as well, so that way I could see which age groups are performing and really break it down and find that real winner and really scale that one. And that's pretty much it, guys. You're just going to want to do testing. It's really all about testing and scaling, killing the ones that aren't making you money, running the ones that are. And that's going to be it, guys. That's going to be all for this Watch Me Build campaign. using with the CPA network Gotzha. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you guys sign up for the AFK forum by using the link in the description below. There's tons of active people sharing great information on there, including some of the coaches and the team members. And with that being said, guys, I hope to see you guys in the next one.
Are you struggling with your affiliate marketing business or want to take things to the next level? Allow me to introduce you to Dijs University. Dijs University is the #1 affiliate marketing training platform in the world. Whether you're a beginner or an advanced affiliate marketer, Dijs University offers you thousands of different videos with topics such as Facebook, volume, adplexity, and many more of your favorite topics. Step by step, you will learn the secret super affiliate ways to get the most out of each traffic source. Dominate each vertical with our detailed quick start guides. Are you ready to get started? Click the link in the description to sign up today.